Hi students, today today our lecture is that is yeah so here the lecture number is 9 of the air pollution. The module is 2 and we are discussing about the air pollution and control. This is the chapter name. Okay, so these the subject name is environmental science and the subject code is MC301 or 401 and the contact hour is 24. So these are the some of the course objectives that we have for our course. That is, we can understand that the natural environment and its relationship with the human activities. You can able to apply the fundamental knowledge and of the science and engineering to assess the environmental and health risk. Excuse me. You can able to understand the environmental laws and regulation to develop the guideline and procedure for the health and safety issues, and also you can solve some of the scientific problems which is related to the environment, related to the air pollution, related to the sound pollution, the land pollution, air pollution. Okay, so these are the some of the course objectives that we have. Next we have that is a course outcome for our course. So again you can understand the natural environment and its relationship with the human activities. You can apply the fundamental knowledge of science and engineering to assess the health risk and also the environmental risk. You can develop some of the guidelines and procedures for health and safety issues, and also you can acquire some of the skills for some of the skills which can solve the problems related to the air pollution, related to the water pollution. Okay, so these are all the course outcomes of our course. Next, this is the lecture plan. So lecture plan for the air pollution. Okay, so this is our today's objective. Today we will discuss about the acid rain. So what do you mean by acid rain? What are the causes of acid rain? What are the effects of acid rain? And what are the reactions that is incorporated with this acid rain? That all these things we will discuss. Next we will discuss about the ozone layer depletion. Okay, so how this ozone layer, we all know that stratosphere is containing the ozone. Okay, in stratosphere generally we have the ozone layer which is protecting us from the UV radiation. Now by absorbing the UV radiation whatever we are getting from the solar energy. Okay, now day by day for our activities this ozone layer is getting depleted, and the ozone holes, some of the ozone holes are creating. So today we will see how they are creating, what are the responsible compounds that is creating this holes in the ozone layer, and what are the causes and effects of this ozone layer depletion. And the last but not the least we will see that is the smog. There are two types of smog we have. One is photochemical smog and one is London smog or sulfurous smog. So we will see what do you mean by the smog, what are the types of smog, what are the reactions that is incorporated with this smog. So all these things we will discuss. So these are the objectives of today's class. Now this is a recapitulation. Just at a glance we will quickly recapitulate what are the topics we have discussed in our previous class. So we have discussed about the greenhouse effect, about the global warming and their causes and effects of the greenhouse effects and also global warming. So what is actually greenhouse effect? actually what will happen, some of the temperature, minimum temperature that we require for our sustainability. Okay, now the surroundings of the earth, that is in the troposphere, we are having so many greenhouse gases which can absorb the solar energy. Whatever solar energy, whatever energy we are getting from the sun, that energy will here incident on the earth surface, and also again it will reflect back. Okay, it will reflect back. So whenever it will reflect back, that time the some of the greenhouse gases we have, all these gases they can trap the solar energy. Okay, and thus around the earth surface will get is getting hotter, and which the temperature at which we can exist. So this is called the greenhouse effect. Generally, greenhouse effect are two types. One is natural greenhouse effects and one is artificial or man-made. So natural greenhouse effects created naturally, and it is created by the humans. The greenhouse gases atmosphere trap the solar radiation, and here generally for the man-made what we are just keeping the plants into the glacier, so that solar radiation whatever enter into the glacier, it will just trap into in that inside the glacier, and that energy is required for the plants. Okay, so this is one type of artificial greenhouse which is made by the humans. Okay, next, what are the greenhouse gases? Very important. Water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane and CFC, and these are the amounts of the greenhouse gases that we have in our atmosphere. Now, causes of greenhouse effect. What are the causes? That is greenhouse gases, the increased amount of the greenhouse gases every day, day by day, from the industry, from automobile industry, from factory, from nuclear power plant, all the industrial industries are emitting some of the harmful gases which is containing carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide. Okay, so all these will increase the amount of the greenhouse gases. Now what will happen, so whatever solar energy is trapped in this higher amount of greenhouse gases, and for that the temperature will increase, the temperature rise, we are facing the rising temperature. So this is called again the global warming. Okay, so deforestation, another cause is the deforestation. For the urbanization, we are cutting the trees. We don't even bother to cut the trees. Okay, so this deforestation also causes the greenhouse effect. Now, burning of fossil fuel, if we burn the fossil fuel, that will create so many amount of huge amount of carbon dioxide, huge amount of sulfur dioxide, huge amount of nitrogen oxide. Okay, so this burning of fossil fuels is one of the main cause of the greenhouse effect. Also, now population growth, the ozone layer depletion and formation of the clouds. So these are the all causes of the greenhouse effect, and this is the effect of greenhouse effect. So what are the effects? That is the global warming, the temperature rise of the Earth's atmosphere, and which is very harmful for us. This rise in sea level, it is also having an impact on the economic growth. For the agricultural field, also it will have some the impact. The effect on aquatic system, the hydrological cycle also affected by this greenhouse effect. Okay, so these are the some of the effect of the greenhouse effect. Now, global warming. So while the entrapment of the solar energy will be high, the rise in temperature will take place, and which is called by the global warming. Okay, yeah, the causes of the global warming. Generally, what will happen? Global warming occurs when the carbon dioxide, when we have in our environment the higher amount of greenhouse gases. So, how they are increasing? by our activities, by the industrial emissions, by the factory emissions, also by the any type of nuclear power plant. So whatever they are emitting, the gases, the harmful gases, that will increase the greenhouse gases in our environment, and which is causing the global warming. Okay, in the United States, the burning of fossil fuel, exactly, burning of fossil fuel also main cause of the global warming, which we produce around 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide every year in the United States of America. Okay, the country's second largest source of carbon pollution is the transportation. From the transportation, they are having approximately 1.7 billion tons of carbon dioxide emission will take place per year. So this is the causes of the global warming. Now, effect of greenhouse effect or effect of global warming, like melting of the glaciers, the rising of the sea levels. Okay, forest, farms and cities will face some of the trouble due to the rise in temperature, the disruption of habitats, allergies, asthmas, and different types of disease we have if we have this type of effects. Okay, so this is the consequence. This is a changing of environment. Okay, and this is the effect of again the global warming. Now, what is the solution? Generally, the solution, we have to reduce the use of materials which produce greenhouse gases. We have to stop burning of fossil fuels, and we have to use the renewable energy resources. We have to upgrade our infrastructures. We have to plant the trees, more planting. We have to more plant the trees more, which can cause which can save, only which can save our planet. Okay, using alternative, the renewable source of energy, eco-friendly materials, we have to use the recycling process we have to follow. So these are the all the solutions. Now, the today's topic is that is acid rain. Okay, so again, if we in our environment we have sulfur dioxide, right? We have nitrogen dioxide or nitrogen oxide. We have carbon dioxide. Okay, so all these oxides should be in the limited amount. Now, for our activity, for industrial emission, from the automobile emission, what will happen every day? They are emitting some of the harmful gases. These are the harmful gases they are emitting, and thus the amount of these harmful gases will increase. And what will happen if we have the higher amount of sulfur dioxide in our atmosphere? With the help of water, it will form the sulfuric acid. The nitrogen dioxide, it will form the nitric acid. The carbon dioxide, it will form the carbonic acid. So thus these are the acids, some of the acids are producing, and while it's raining, the water will be acidic, and this is called by acid rain. Okay, acid rain is a rain or any other form of the precipitation that is usually acidic, meaning it has a elevated level of the, it has higher amount of the H plus ion. Okay, acidic environment, it can have harmful effects on plants, aquatic animals, and also the infrastructure. Okay, acid rain is caused by the emission of, generally this acid rain is caused due to the presence of sulfur dioxide and due to the presence of the NOx, that is nitrogen oxide. So these oxides are main contribution. This oxide contributed mainly contributed towards the acid rain. Okay, yeah, so these are the some of the reactions that we have incorporated with the acid rain. So first of all, if we have the higher amount of SO2, that SO2 will the first OH dot, it will react with the OH dot and it will form HOSO2, which is followed by the HO2 and SO3, sulfur trioxide, it will form. These sulfur trioxide, then again with the help of water, it will form the sulfuric acid. Again, nitrogen dioxide, if we have in excess amount in our environment, what will happen with the help of the water molecules? It will attach with the water molecules and it will form the HNO3, the nitric acid. Okay, so again, if we have the carbon dioxide in our environment excessive amount, so what will happen with the help of this water molecule? It will again form the carbonic acid. So all these acids are producing with the help of water molecules. Okay, so this is the main reactions of the acid rain. Now, causes of acid rain: the oxides of nitrogen like NOx and sulfur dioxide SO2 are the main causes for the acid rain. Acid rain results when sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide are emitted into the environment and transported by the wind and air currents. Okay. The SO2 and NOx react with the water, oxygen and other chemicals to form the sulfuric acid and nitric acid. While a small portion of SO2 and NOx that cause acid rain is from natural sources such as volcanoes, most of it comes from the burning of fossil fuel. So, burning of fossil fuel is very harmful. Okay, so winds can blow the SO2 and NOx over long distance and across the border, making acid rain a problem for everyone and not just those who have close to this sources. Everyone, but the everyone, yeah. So generally the sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen dioxide are the main responsible, nitrogen oxide are the main responsible for this acid rain. So this is the reaction that will be followed, that is SO2 plus O2, that will form the SO3, and this SO3 then again attach with the water molecule and forming the H2SO4 acid. Okay, sulfuric acid, that is called by sulfuric acid. Now, oxides of nitrogen, what will happen if we have the NO2 that will react with the H2 and it will form the HNO2, which is acetic acid, which is nitric acid, and also nitrous acid. This is HNO2, nitrous acid also will form. Yeah. So, what are the effects of acid rain? Generally, acid rain can affect the human life, can affect the plant's life, can affect the aquatic animals also. So for the plant, what will happen, you can see the conditions after the only normal water we are giving these plants, and this is the after the acid rain, this is the condition of the plant. Again, acid rain seeps into the earth and poisons plants and trees by dissolving the toxic substance in the, while the acid rain will take place, and that into that water, what will happen, the acidic water that will dissolve all the toxic materials and which can enter into the food chain of the plants. Okay, such as aluminum, which gets absorbed by the roots. When there is frequent acid rain, it corrodes the waxy protective coating. Also, while the acid rain we are having continuous acid rain, so you can see on the leaves the one protective coating is there. So this protective coating is also affected by the acid rain. Yeah, for the aquatic life, what will happen, you can see this is the condition of aquatic life. Acid rain also affect the aquatic organism adversely. A high amount of sulfuric acid in the seawater interferes with the ability of fish to take in nutrients, which is very important for their sustainability, salts and oxygen. The molecules of acid result in mucus forming in their gill, and which prevents them from the absorbing of oxygen in adequate amounts. Okay, and the acidity, which reduces the pH level, causes the imbalance of salt in the tissue of the fish. So these are the some of the effects that we have for the acid rain for the aquatic life. Okay, Now, what will be the effect of acid rain for the humans? Most of all, what will happen? Most of all, acid rain affects human health adversely. It can harm us through the atmosphere and soil pollution. Acid rain leads to the formation of toxic compound by reacting with the naturally occurring chemical compounds. Okay, it affects the human health, respiratory problems. We can have the asthma, dry coughs, headache. We can have throat irritation. We can have. So these are the some of the effects that we have due to the acid rain. Yeah, next is ozone layer depletion, very important. Okay, ozone layer are the important one in the stratosphere. So stratosphere, what will happen, what is the importance? Due to the ozone layer, the whatever solar energy we are getting, that solar energy containing UV radiation, IR radiation. Okay, so all these harmful radiations also it will emit. So these the UV radiation can be absorbed by the ozone layer, and which is by the ozone layer, and which is very effective, which is very beneficial for us. Okay, so if we have the holes into that ozone layer, what will happen? Through that hole, the solar energy will enter into the earth surface, and the it will with the UV radiation, it will affect all. Okay, so this is the ozone layer depletion. Ozone depletion described two distinct but related observations: a slow steady decline of about 4% decade per decade in the total volume of ozone in Earth's stratosphere. Since the late 1970s, a much larger but a seasonal decrease in stratosphere ozone over the Earth's polar region during the same period. Ozone layer is depleted by the catalytic destruction of ozone by atomic chlorine or bromine. Okay, now we will see the reaction. So what will happen? This is the reaction mechanism by which the chlorine, this free radical. Okay, chlorine or bromine, this free radical will what will happen, will affect the ozone layer. Okay, so what will happen? First, oxygen, with the help of the UV radiation, it will form oxygen atom. Okay, then this oxygen atom, again it will form the O3. Now if we have in our environment this chlorofluorocarbon, the main the compound for the ozone layer depletion is the chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, so if we have the chlorofluorocarbon, it will form the Cl dot, that is the uh, free radical, chlorine free radical. It will form that free radical, will react with the ozone, and it will form ClO dot and oxygen. Again this ClO dot will attach with the oxygen atom, and again it will form the chlorine free radicals, and thus again this chlorine free radical will react with the ozone. So this chain reaction will take place for the formation, through the formation of the Cl radical, Cl dot radical. Okay, so this is the main reaction for which case for which the ozone layer will be depleted. Okay, yeah. So, effects of ozone layer depletion. We can have the skin cancer, we can have the eye and lung irritation, the photosynthesis process, the rate of the photosynthesis process can be reduced. It can affect also the crop productivity. So, these are all the effects of the ozone layer depletion, which is very harmful for any living systems. Okay, now we will discuss about the smog. Actually, while the smoke and fog will attach with each other, and that will called by the smog. Okay, the smog's unpleasant properties result from the irradiation by the sunlight of hydrocarbon caused primarily by unburned gasoline emitted by the automobiles and other combustion sources. So there are two types of smog generally we have. One is photochemical smog and second one is the London smog or sulfurous smog. Yeah, so for the photochemical smog, what we have, the photochemical, it will include photochemical. Okay, it will include the solar energy through the photons. The reaction will be taking place, and here one very harmful reagent is produced, that is a pan, peroxyacetyl nitrate. Okay, so pan is very harmful for our environment. This smog is created by burning of the coal and heavy oil that contain the sulfur impurities. Okay, so these are the two types of smog that we have. One is industrial smog or sulfurous smog or London smog. Okay, and another one is photochemical smog or Los Angeles smog. Yeah, so these are the differences between photochemical smoke and sulfurous smoke. From this portion, you can have this type of question: what are the differences that we have for the photochemical smoke and the sulfurous smoke? Generally, for the photochemical smoke, we need the solar energy, the light. Okay, and for the sulfurous smoke, we the generally the sulfur dioxide will involve in the reaction. This photochemical smoke first observed in the Los Angeles of the USA, and this is sulfurous smoke is first observed in London, that is UK. Main components are the NXY, nitrogen oxide, okay, and the ozone, NXOY, reactive, plus it will attach with a reactive organic gas, and with the help of the sunlight it will form the NO2 and the pan peroxyacetyl nitrate, which is the main component of the photochemical smog. Okay, and for the sulfurous smoke, what will happen? Excess amount of SO2 will react with the oxygen and it will form the SO3. Then again this SO3 will react with the H2 and it will form the H2SO4. Proceeds through free radical mechanism. As this reaction is taking place under the light energy, that is why the mechanism will be followed, the free radical mechanism. Are here may not proceed through the free radical mechanism, or maybe. So this is oxidation type smoke and this is reducing type smoke, right? And pan is the main byproduct. Here sulfur salts are main byproduct. So these are the some of the differences between photochemical smoke and sulfurous smoke we have. Okay, so again these are the some of the reactions that we have in the sulfurous or London smog. Okay, so while you have the question like discuss about the London smog or discuss about the sulfurous smog, the two terms are same. Okay, so or industrial smog, the same. So you have to memorize that industrial smog also called by the sulfurous smog, or also called by the London smog. Okay, otherwise you cannot solve the problems. And this is the whole reaction of the photochemical smog, which already I have discussed. Okay, so the main component is the nitrogen dioxide, and after that the with the help of some of the reaction, the stepwise reaction, then we have peroxyacetyl nitrate. So this is called pan, peroxyacetyl nitrate, and this is generally the main product. Okay. Yeah, so this is all about of the today's class. Now I have given one question for the quick review, how much you have got, you have understood from the today's session. So the question is, what are the types of smoke we have? So for that we have 10-second time. Your time starts now, so you have to memorize whatever we have discussed the topics, and that time only you can answer the question. Yeah, your answer time is over, and you are absolutely right. The sulfurous smog, and we have the photochemical smog, or London smog and Los Angeles smog. Okay, so these are the different names that we have for the sulfurous smog and for the photochemical smog. So students, this is a recapitulation. We have discussed about the acid rain, right? We have discussed about the ozone layer depletion and also the smog, the types of smog. Also, we have seen the differences between photochemical smog and London smog or sulfurous smog is very important. Okay, in your exam, you were very frequently asked this question. So, also the reactions. What are the reactions are incorporated with this smog? Also, you have to memorize. Okay. So please students follow the classes regularly and do the assignment in time. So thank you students, and see you in the next class.